What's up, guys? It's Abe Daddy, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Is It Ass, a place where we play games and let you know if they're good or if they're ass. So today we're looking at Resident Evil 7, Capcom's latest entry into the Resident Evil universe. This is actually the first Resident Evil game that I have ever played, so I can't really compare it to any of the other games. So I gotta just take it for what it is. And man, is this game awesome. Let's start with the environments and overall atmosphere of the game. The Baker Estate is massive. There's so many different areas that you're able to explore within the game. I mean, you got bedrooms, creepy hallways, attics, basements, kitchens, and so much more. I mean, they even got the Kmart bathrooms. It's obvious that Capcom dedicated a lot of their resources into making sure that every single room is detailed and unique. Seriously, I mean, look at all the detail in this murky water. It's fucking murky water. When you get stung by hornets, you even start to see hives forming on Ethan's arms. The attention to detail in Resident Evil 7 is extremely impressive. This game is tense, stressful, and scary as all hell. But it's not scary because of the jump scares, it's scary because of the atmosphere that the game lets off. Almost every single room you go into is so dark to the point that you can barely see anything. As you're wandering through a dark room, you'll hear random noises like footsteps or a door closing, which constantly has you turning around to see what the hell it was. Furthermore, there's times where you'll be walking through a narrow hallway or crawling under the floorboards, and the claustrophobia is so real. I've never actually felt claustrophobic from a video game before, but this game genuinely had me tensing up when I was forced to go into tight spaces. It's been a long time since I've played a game and actually felt like I'm in that game, but I definitely felt that with Resident Evil 7. Capcom really nailed the immersion factor with this game, and the crazy thing is that I didn't even play this game in VR. I can't even imagine how immersive this game must be on PSVR. From what I've seen, though, the game runs really well in VR, and it's absolutely a step in the right direction for virtual reality. Let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. Right off the bat, if you want a game where you can just run around and shoot shit, this game is probably not for you. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a good portion of action in this game, but at its core, this game is survival horror. I mean, you're lucky if you have more than 6 bullets at a time. I actually really love the lack of ammo in this game because it forces you to explore each and every room, hoping to God that you can find some ammo. It is a pain in the ass to aim. Seriously, I mean, I probably wasted like 40% of my overall ammo in the game just by missing my target. And I've seen a lot of people complain about this and use it as a negative against the game, but I see it as a positive. Let me explain. Ethan's just a regular guy with no form of military background or anything like that. So why the hell do we expect him to be some sort of sharpshooter? It makes sense for Ethan to miss a lot of his shots. I think this adds to the overall believability of Ethan and makes the game just that much more immersive. The one glaring negative for me when it comes to gameplay has to be the boss battles. Now don't get me wrong, there was 1 or 2 of them that were actually pretty cool and a lot of fun, but most of them were just kind of confusing, and not in a good way. I can't really go into specifics since this is a no spoiler review, but what I will say is that a lot of them just felt awkward, and at the end of the day, they were just kind of unsatisfying. The story in Resident Evil 7 is good, but I feel like there's a lot of unexplored potential here. The characters are good, and the story itself is good, but I feel like they could have been great. I think the problem is that the game is too short, being that it's only about 8 to 10 hours long. If they could have made it more like 12 to 15 hours long and used that time for some more character development, and maybe even given us some backstory with Ethan, Mia, and the entire Baker family, I think Capcom really could have had a 10 out of 10 here. All the pieces were in place, but unfortunately, with the way that it is, there isn't enough time spent with the characters for you to actually care about them or even really connect with them. Adding those things could have made this game very special. So now we move on to the biggest question of them all. Is it ass? Well, guys, I'm very happy to say that it is, in fact, not ass. I really enjoyed the gameplay. Overall, it just felt really unique. It's a first-person shooter, but it still really felt like it was its own thing. The atmosphere is top-notch. The level design and the graphics are really well done. I just wish that they would have done more with the boss battles and made them more strategic and not just you unloading all of your ammo. But overall, I really enjoyed the time that I had with this game. I definitely plan to revisit the Baker Estate and hopefully in VR. So for those reasons, the final score for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is an 8.8 out of 10. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed my review of Resident Evil 7. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, it helps me out a lot. And I hope to see you guys again on another episode of Is It Ass. Peace!